Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel. Whether you are new or you're coming back, thank you for starting this week with me. I hope you guys are doing great. Hope you're excited for the holiday season, and let's get started with the reading. It's the full moon in Gemini energy, still in the air, and it's quite a strong energy in terms of showing us what our limitations have been and what the options are in terms of growth in communication, in relationships with ourselves and with the outside world. And it can even go, I got a message this morning that it can even go into past relationships, i.e. that person is not even in your life, and maybe you aren't gonna meet them again ever, right? Like you're not in touch at all, but you get useful information of what was going on there, the kind of like what could have happened differently, and you're still learning. Imagine that. But right now it's important for you to realize certain things about that example, about that lesson, and things could be coming around, especially if you analyze the last 6 months from between June 18th and now, since that was the time when we had new moon in Gemini. Now it's the full moon in Gemini, and that's the cycle. All right, anyways, let's get started. By the way, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You see I already started adding some Christmas cheer. I changed my backdrop to the bamboo. I'll try to find some lights and put them up, or I'll do something else, we'll see. I still haven't unpacked all my Christmas decorations. It's been a busy weekend, but I will do that in the next few days, so there will be some upgrades here and there. Anyways, let's do, this is going to be a classic read. Let's start with an oracle card for each of the twins, masculines, feminines. Let's see, what do we need to know about the energies right now. First, the card is of course for the feminines. And remember, if you'd like a reading around your personal situation, I do accept those requests on my website or via an email address, mindfulbamboo.com, and the email address is info.mindful.bamboo@gmail.com. You have all that information in the description box below. So feminines, you have the wishing well card. Yeah, let's see. Desire is the most important impulse for creating life. Now you're seeing the relationship between desire and inspiration, and sensing that moment of truth when you feel the inception of new life. It is an aha moment when everything makes sense. You can't control the process of growth. Rather, you must step aside to be a channel for higher forces and relinquish any attachment to how this new creation should appear or when. Form your intention and take action by dropping the coin into the wishing well. Then trust in spirit. Prepare to be amazed. We actually had something along those lines yesterday, in yesterday's message, and I was a little bit surprised because, which was about full moon in Gemini. You know, we are setting intentions for the new moon usually, right? And it's going to be new moon in Sag in the middle of December. But it's important that for that new to come in, we're now supposed to close out some cycles, to bring in some space, right? To cleanse, to declutter, to create space, so that then we can bring in that wish, right? So it's like this part is very important for the manifestation journey, for the next thing to come. Okay, and let's get a card for divine masculines watching. Wow, that flipped quickly. Number 43. Details, details. This is the time to be aware of the fine print in all areas of your life. Look at the details and leave the broad strokes for another time. When this card appears in a reading, it's a sign to finesse a project, make small but meaningful gestures, or add a personal touch to your correspondence. Be aware that what you need to know lies in the details. If you're entering into an agreement of any kind, pay attention to them before, not after, when it's too late. Clarity and transparency are key. You can gain great understanding by observing the minute body language. of offhand remarks and fleeting facial expressions that reveal the larger picture. So what I'm getting for the masculines is that you are gonna see new details in like the older situations that will help you close the cycles. Like it was something you were missing at the time. You're like, I don't really understand how I missed like that, or like I don't know why that person got so offended by XYZ, right? And now you will be able to notice, like, if your mind keeps going back, there is a reason for that. And pay attention, listen, watch. With this new mindset, with the new perspective that you have now, you will see details that you haven't seen before, and you will know why it's important. Alrighty, let's get into tarot. Let's see what the energies are, the answers to an additional question, and how the twins feeling for each other at this time. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Three of Swords. Yes, this is healing the heartache, really. Closing the old cycles allows for the healing. And that's, if we talk about relationships, if we talk about bringing in life partner or taking it to the next level, that's a must-have. You need to heal the old, like, for sure, to be able to go to the next level, to have that trust and loving relationship in the future. So this old situations we're talking about actually around love life, and I'm getting actual romantic relationships. I mean, obviously love can be so many different things, right? But this is specifically about love stories, old ones. Queen of Cups, yeah, like I was saying, this is just kind of a confirmation. Anyways, so for feminines, we have Two of Pentacles and Knight of Wands. Yeah, so feminines have been really trying to keep the fire burning, right? Like the spark going, and to seem like you got all under control, right? Like you are doing everything, right? And smiling, having good attitude, just kind of like making it all work. And now is the time for you to see that not all of those things actually to your benefit, right? So you're being asked to review, to revision, again, to cleanse, to declutter certain things that are not necessarily serving you, are not necessarily in alignment with your future goals, right? And you need to find a way to leave those behind, because this has been a struggle. And yes, other people are impressed with how much you're getting done, but it doesn't mean you're happy with it. And that's, at the end of the day, that's key, right? Not to impress others, but to be joyful and happy within. For masculines, we have Knight of Cups, clarified by Strength. Look at this Knight. Whew. Masculines are looking at how their ego has prevented them from speaking their truth in love previously. Could be with divine feminine, could be with other feminine companions, but bottom line, they're seeing how much a lot of it was their fear, what they were afraid of exactly, right? How they thought that they were doing something that was in the best interest of everyone, and it wasn't, right? Like, this is looking at those specific examples from the past, and like we were saying, looking at the details, right? Like maybe from a bird's eye view, it all was pretty straightforward and seemed pretty noble on the DM side. But when you look closer, you would see how much it wasn't for that specific situation, either for DM or actually for both people. This is the learning exercise. Additional question, Hangman, clarified by the Devil. Look at this major arcanas, right? So again, this is seeing what has been unhealthy so far and needs to go, right? This is reflecting of like, where have I exercised the devil energy where I thought it was pure of heart, right? And I was helping somebody, where it was not the case. both of the twins are looking at those situations. Like changing the perspective, right? Analyzing. For feminines, it's Five of Pentacles, clarified by Queen of Swords. This is about the allocation of resources, and this could be money, but this could be time and attention as well, where you have been deciding, okay, I'm gonna give here, I'm not gonna give there, right? Or I'm gonna help these people by giving them this time or this money, right? Like where it hasn't really been truthful, or where you've been covering up for some negative feelings in your mind. I get so many scenarios right away. It's hard to kind of combine them into a more generic message, but I hope you know what I mean, right? Like maybe with some of the help and resources you're providing, you weren't really, like your heart wasn't in it, but your mind was telling you that it's the right thing to do. That's why you went for it. But if that's the case, it's still like it serves a little, but it's doing actually more damage than help, right? And moreover, like it may not seem like that immediately, but you are creating negative karma one way or another, and it's gonna come back around. For masculines, we see Three of Pentacles clarified by Page of Pentacles. So this is trying to help other people by giving your, again, money, time, resources to them, where you didn't have enough for yourself, right? It's like, yeah, in Russian we have a saying, like taking off your last shirt and give it to somebody else, like of a person who's completely selfless and is always thinking of others first before themselves, right? But this is a time where, like, if you don't have enough for yourself, you don't really have anything to give. It's that notion of the cup that needs to be filled up for yourself first, right? But it has, like, it's the same with the resources, right? If you are struggling, if you are like hardly making both ends meet, you don't really have much to give to others, but you have been doing that, divine masculines, and that's what's again coming around. And again, this is creating one way or another, it's creating negative karma for yourself. So you're trying to be good, and maybe that's what you were taught to do, but essentially it's not helping you. It's the other way around. Okay, how are the feminine seeing masculines at this time? The Hierophant clarified by Four of Cups. So they're seeing a lot of potential in divine masculines that they don't see in themselves. That's interesting, right? Like they see them playing it safe or cutting themselves short, or like not being confident enough in how much they have to give to the feminine and also to like the community at large, right? Like to other people, right? Like maybe doing it in a very manual way, in a very low kind of intelligence way, right? Rather than sharing the soul stuff, right? Like the experience, the story, the downloads, right? And there's a lot there. There is a blockage that the feminine see for the masculine that doesn't allow them to open up those gifts. Masculines towards feminines, Queen of Cups clarified by Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, for them, feminine is actually unlocking the doors towards the abundance, their abundance, and essentially abundance together as a family, right? So they're seeing the feminines really working through the emotional intelligence, healing certain traumas, and seeing and learning different kinds of dynamics in the family specifically, right? And they can see how that prepares them for the family life together. And you know, it's a time of celebration. To me, the Queen of Cups is at the same time the feminine and the masculine cheering on feminine, right? Like how great it is and how wise it is to do this homework, to look at these things like right in the core of it, the personal stories and maybe stories of other people that you know, so you can learn from it and you can heal and you know, you can know better and do better with your own family in the future. Beautiful. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it here. Yeah, I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very soon, guys. Bye everyone.